hey, Hada, what's happening in Melee? And as per usual, so much. And there's not just the usual big tournament happening this weekend. There are also big tournaments not happening in the near future. I am referring to, of course, the Smash World Tour cancellation. Not an official cease and desist, but when you see the Nintendo response and the Panda response in the coming days where they say, hey, look, no C&Ds on our part, just some implications at the most, but really that was them. And don't listen to them when they come out with those statements. Read the entire document. Even go back and read Anonymous Smasher 2. I read that document back, that Twitlonger from 2020 today, and I go, this is exactly what happened this year with Smash World Tour. I mean, it's being strung along, making the process stretch, and boom, we have to cancel at the last minute. Sorry, by we, I mean the Smash World Tour staff, VGBC behind it. VGBC is starting to shut down a lot of their own events in 2023 already because they don't know if they're even able to stream any tournament that they run, not even just Smash World Tour in 2023, but also Glitch and other tournaments that I forgot the name of already, but you get what I'm saying. And so that's where we are right now. Those are the facts. Hada, bring me the heat.
Right. I've always said, and I think you can go back and find some direct quotes from about a year ago on this podcast when it got announced that Nintendo was getting involved with the Panda Cup, that when Nintendo was getting involved in circuits and that Nintendo was going to be doing better, I said, I want to see the receipts after the fact. I'm not counting my blessings now. I'm holding out. I don't believe anything good's actually going to come of this. And lo and behold, I wasn't surprised. I really wasn't. At this point in the game, it really boils down to just getting absolutely bent over by a combination of Nintendo being so disconnected by what we need and what we want, which is basically nothing. We don't need or want anything. We just want you to get out of the way in the grand scheme of things. And, you know, their involvement, and then, of course, their involvement being a fat asterisk from what I'm guessing is probably what happened is this is going to be a little bit of a hot take, and this is what I actually think might have happened behind the scenes. There's probably some legal documentation saying, hey, Panda, we really want you to try to do your best to get as many people involved with Panda Cup as we can, because we don't want to have to sign out a bunch of, you know, verification that you can stream our event. So get everyone under your umbrella and see what you can do with that. And then we will just, you know, let you do all the work for us. And that kind of led to, okay, this gives people who are hungry for power, hungry for a monopoly in Smash, aka Dr. Allen, the benefit of the doubt and also the excuse to go and try to strong arm local and regional TOs all over the country to try to get them under the Panda / Nintendo good graces and give him an opportunity to try to monopolize the professional Melee scene, which is honestly disgusting. You know, we're a grassroots scene. We do it because we love it. We do it for the love of the game. We've never had fatty prize pools. And the first fatty prize pool that we actually have under our belt, which was Smash World Tour, $250,000 in the pot for that final weekend. And now it's completely down the tubes. So I am just so disgusted by the level of disconnect coming out from who we should be looking to as professionals in the scene, who we should be looking to as figureheads to help usher in and make those smart decisions and make those informed decisions for us on our behalf. And now we can't trust those kind of people anymore. So, I mean, I've got a lot to say, but I'm going to end up rambling. So let's get some direction. Let's break this down into some pieces, I think is probably what we should probably do.
Now, there are a few people who listen to this podcast who are not 100% connected with everything going on, because I have a few people who I know who are outside of Smash. They say, I like listening to your podcast sometime. And so these are the people when I'm thinking of when I go into my little tidbit here and how to hang in there with me, because none of this is new to you because you're involved as well. So what happens when a game like Call of Duty or Halo or Street Fighter or Fortnite. Yes, there we go. There's a big one. Fortnite. What happens when those games start to have a relative amount of people interested in creating a competition forum for those games. Usually
Mm-hmm.
there is fan interest. You know, you might have a bunch of you and the homies going over to a house, and you're going to see who's the best Fortnite or Minecraft or a Call of Duty player. And then eventually you go, there's another thing in town here that a bunch of people are going to from the area that's being organized by somebody. Oh, who's the organizer? Just a Joe Schmo who wants to see who the best in town is, who's the best in the region, who's the best in the country, who's the best in the United States. The developer has control of the IP of those games. You might not think of Steve as a character or even Mario as someone who's owned, but in the same way that a character like Mickey Mouse or Moana by Disney or Iron Man by Marvel, that person, that character, that entity is intellectual property. It belongs to somebody. And so if you, the non-owner, try to use it for your own purposes, it might not matter. But if you get to a big enough spot in the world and there are enough eyes on you, you draw the eyes of the developer, the publisher, however you want to phrase, the IP owner. And then they go, okay, great. What's going on here? Oh, well, are you making money off of this in any capacity? Are you dirtying our name or the name of the intellectual property that you are using in any capacity? And if that's true, you have to shut down. The intellectual property protection laws, DMCA, all that kind of stuff in the United States is pretty strong, hard to challenge, hard to overrule, even with things like fair use or parity. None of that really matters in the short term, because what the company can say, what the intellectual property holder can say is, you're messing up, we're going to come after you. And in order to prove them wrong, you have to, first of all, have a solid footing and say that you were, in fact, not doing anything wrong, have that hold up in a court and behind the closed doors before it even goes to court. And you have to push through various levels of judicious rooms, get it all the way to however far you want. Supreme Court, doesn't matter. But you get to a point where 10 years might pass, $100 million might be spent, and you could still be wrong. Those are what you have to look at. So you either say, oh yeah, sure, I got 10 years and $100 million to burn. I will prove them right that my drawing of Iron Man is in fact fair use. No, you're not going to do that. So when it comes to the fighting game community or other video games that now have official circuits or official tournaments run by the publishers, and this is a good point made by Blur, the Crimson Blur, Prime Blur, who said a lot of those games in the early 2010s, as esports was becoming popular, started off by saying, let's have a third party come in and build up a circuit, and then we, the publisher, will take it away from the third party and run it once a few years have passed and all the startup happens, and now it's just going. We can take over the reins of an existing circuit, and now we can put our influence onto it. And the way that Blur sees this is that Panda was that third party for the Panda Cup circuit for this year. That Panda Cup was going to, and Panda itself, the organization, Panda's going to do all the hard work with little to no resources, try to strong arm everybody into it. And Alan, it's up to you. Do it by whatever means necessary, or maybe they didn't give him any of those kinds of instructions and Alan put it upon himself. Alan, the CEO of Panda, that's who I'm talking about. It doesn't matter because we don't know for sure why. All we know is that, yes, several, over a dozen big TOs that run your favorite Melee and Ultimate tournaments. This is important as well. Let's not lose this. Ultimate lost on this too. Ultimate lost 100,000 plus prize pool. Ultimate lost out on a total collective 350,000 prize pool for 2023 Smash World Tour. So let's not forget that either. Ultimate lost too. And so all these other tournament organizers in the scene of Smash who said, yes, Alan approached us and said this, you have to join Panda Cup, otherwise your event's getting shut down, your event's getting shut down, your event's getting shut down. And even went to people like BTS, Beyond the Summit, who are extremely big, extremely well respected, who have a very functioning, healthy ecosystem of how they make their own Smash events work. They're running invitationals, it's very successful. And even Alan is going up to them and saying, I can get you shut down because I can get Nintendo involved. And so all of that work, and imagine a reality where it either works or it mostly succeeds. All of this press and within the past 48 hours don't happen, and then a year or two from now, Nintendo shuts down Panda in some capacity and says, now we're fully in charge. We have finally done what we wanted to do this entire time, all these years, which is have full control of how tournaments happen in the scene, who gets to talk about our brand on stream, who gets to play our game, who gets to be in the spotlight, as long as you lick the boot, kiss the ring. And does anybody like that reality? Everybody in the scene? That is a hell no. Nobody wants that. There are so many people who might even want to be a little bit in defense of Panda or a little bit in defense of Nintendo, but even those people could look at a bland, vanilla ass stream 2 years from now and they would go, wow, this is tough. And it's because for a big, gigantic ball of an organization that is tripping over itself, trying to run these treehouse competitive Smash events, whatever. I don't even know what the Smash official. It's like something like versus, like Smash versus. It doesn't matter. They don't know how to do this stuff. We, the community, know how to run these tournaments. We've been doing it for over 20 years now. Especially in the past 10 years, think about it, 2012 to now, when esports started to become a thing, we have been able to not only survive, but in the past couple of years thrive. And I will shout out Aiden Calvin for this, who thankfully was able to drop some really useful nuggets on his stream. When Aiden was talking about this, the reason why Nintendo wanted to get more involved recently is because, like, the Papa John's deal happened without Nintendo. Smash World Tour happened without Nintendo and was getting bigger. Had the most viewership last year out of any Smash tournament. And finals was going to be even bigger this year, and we all knew it. Maybe we weren't super excited to talk about who had the most Smash World Tour points going into the finals, but you knew that we were going to be watching it, and we would care about who won. So Nintendo realizes this and they go, oh my gosh, we actually should really like amp up our involvement because this is starting to actually succeed a little bit. In other words, Smash is starting to succeed a little too much for Nintendo's comfortability. And once again, their angle was, what do? We could DMCA, we could shut down, we could do all kinds of stuff, but it's bad press. Let's give the golden ticket to somebody within the community who wants us to be involved. And of course, there's always going to be someone who gets fooled by Nintendo being, oh, we're going to help you guys this time. So Dr. Allen is that person who fell for it completely, got handed the golden key and said, I can be the person, just like many TOs before him, the people who said, we're getting rid of PM, we're getting rid of P+, we don't care about anything except the pure and right thing. They have to do unfrozen Pokemon Stadium, blah, blah, blah. We are going to do this finally. We're finally going to be the person that gets Nintendo liking the Melee and Smash community as a whole, blah, blah, blah. That's going to be me, says Dr. Allen. And some of this is drawing between the lines. Some of this is what actually happened. I don't know what the motive is for Dr. Allen and Panda to say, hey, everybody else, you're going to get shut down. You have to work with us as the sale line. But it is utterly deplorable, utterly messed up.
Yeah. I think like I can't believe I haven't heard of this in a long time. Something randomly popped in my head. But the last time Nintendo actually took the reins on running any sort of event that was a modicum successful was Evo Japan. And it was their involvement in Evo Japan. And I remember seeing the prize pool list, and like, Street Fighter, $100,000, Marvel versus Capcom, X amount of dollars, Tekken, X amount of dollars, like tons and tons of prize money. And on the bottom, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This game has been out for maybe 2 years, so it's still very, very hyped. The grand prize for the grand champion, a gold-colored Nintendo Pro controller. Switch Pro controller. I'm just like, dude, what a spit in the face when like a huge portion of the Ultimate professional player base comes from Japan. So it was almost a perfect like top 8. Like you were seeing, with the exception of Leo, with the exception of Spargo, DeBuzz, Void, like there's a handful of like NA talent, but you could get a hugely top heavy top 32 just on Japan entrance alone for Smash Ultimate. And what did Nintendo do? within 2 years of releasing their, flagship, crack at esports officially in Smash Ultimate, they put a pro controller for their grand champion, no pot bonus. I can guarantee you they didn't help fund the tournament at all, but they immediately on gut reaction were like, yo, but you have to like run ads for all of our games. You have to run sidebar ads. You have to, pay for streaming rights for a Nintendo product, blah, blah, blah. So they got paid out, I'm sure, and then paid for, $100 maybe in development for the controller, and then just cashed out on free advertisement and getting paid for streaming rights. And then, whoever the hell Nintendo CEO walks onto the stage and hands the whoever.
Actually, it was Sakurai himself. So, you get paid in hugging the creator of your favorite game.
I mean, I guess. I mean, God, and what's sad is like
seeing that video. It was such an awkward hug, but the guy went for it.
It's what makes me sad is like I know that Sakurai thinks this is wrong. In my heart of hearts, I know Sakurai knows that everything that they're doing to the competitive Smash scene is so wrong. Because Sakurai came from fighting games. Sakurai's background growing up, he would go to the arcades and grind out King of Fighters like every other nerdy Japanese kid growing up. Grinding out, just waiting for a chance to hop back on the stick so he could play and try to get better. That's literally how he grew up. You can go back and check interviews. And he grew up as a competitive fighting game player. And that's how like he, was this passion for creating Smash was born. And what breaks my heart is I can almost guarantee you that he has no power, no staying place, and being like, yo, guys, can we just do something right by the community? Or he's just so used to raking it in at the expense of everyone else. I can't say for sure. I don't know Masahiro Sakurai, but what breaks my heart is that I know that the deepest recesses of his heart, he knows what's going on is wrong. And that hurts a lot.
And you know what? I would say based on the desire to create YouTube videos without monetizing and paying editors and translators to run 2 different YouTube channels at the same time, even if it's the same content, it still has to be translated in English, blah, blah, blah. I would venture to say Sakurai would want to say something, but doesn't feel like he's in a position to actually do it and doesn't want to be disrespectful because that is probably in line with Japanese culture. Disrespect, not a cool thing. And biting the hand that fed you, referring to Nintendo specifically, Nintendo gave him all these opportunities to do this. I mean, Smash was supposed to be Dragon King or whatever it was, and just got really lucky because Iwata took a chance and said, "Look, let's just put these characters in anyway, and hopefully our fellow Nintendo people will actually like this and let it and greenlight it." And it's a miracle that even that happened. So,
yeah,
I would venture to say that Sakurai would almost be willing to say something, but not a shot, and that's not going to happen.
Yeah, and it's just a damn shame because I was saying it to a couple of friends of mine. They're like, "What's your opinion on this?" As a commentator, as someone who has investment in the competitive scene, someone who helps run this podcast. Which was, guys, thank you so much for putting us on the top 95% of Spotify for leisurely podcast listeners throughout the whatever.
No, we created top 98%. Like we beat out 98% of other people for what we've produced. We did so much more runtime than 98% of the people's. We're not in the top 2% of
I would like to be, but hey,
one step at a time.
Work, though. We're putting in the work. That's all that matters. Well, that's really cool, guys. So if you want to put some hours in to watch all that content, it's all on Spotify, it's all on YouTube, it's all on Apple Podcasts, it's all on all that good stuff. So you guys want to do us all a favor,
everywhere except Stitcher Premium, because I hate Stitcher Premium, or allegedly. You get it.
Yeah, but when it all boils down to it, I didn't have a great relationship with VG Bootcamp. So it's like, in the grand scheme of things, like I didn't enjoy working with them as much. If I got an opportunity to get a paid gig on, with good opportunity to work with VG Bootcamp, of course I would do it. But now it's that like I wouldn't go out of preference to work with VGBC. Now I don't ever want to work with Panda, and my only options now are all the grassroots TOs. So your Aiden Calvin's, your
he's not
your
really
BTS. He's not really TOing anymore. He's like, people like Aiden Calvin, people like Juggle Guy, people like Sheridan.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the people who run the big stuff who are actually from the ground. They're like, what's that thing from Haikyuu? Like from the concrete. They're just here to do the God's work.
One of us, literally.
One of us. Exactly. So it's like those are the people I'm working with now. And when it boils down to that, those are the tier 1 events, and I'm rarely going to get blocks of those. So it's like, what am I supposed to do? I'm kind of shit up a creek without a paddle as well. So it's like this whole thing really sucks for me because now there's so much damning evidence that if you're a grassroots TO trying to get your tournament off the block and you're getting maybe 100, 200 people who are like, yo, I would definitely come to a tournament in Oregon for no reason. If it has a couple good players going out, if it's in a good time of the year, if it's the flights are cheap. And that's the way you start a good grassroots regional that could turn potentially into a major in 1 or 2 years. That's how it starts. You get some good building blocks and you build and build and build and build and build. That's how Full Bloom happened. Full Bloom out of Bloomington, Indiana, no one would ever go there unless they're going to school there. Started in their university ballroom, and it grew and grew and grew and grew, and it got to a bigger ballroom, and then suddenly people were flying out. Leffen was there, Mango was there, Wizard was there, HBox was there, Zane went out to the last one and won the last one, and it just grows. And if you build onto it, more people will come. And with this news and with this precedent that's been shown by Panda and the Nintendo team, that's going to dissuade a lot of people who are potentially would be willing to put in that legwork, to put in those hours to start up a monthly, start up a regional that could potentially grow into something big for the community. And that breaks my heart into a million pieces because I want to be there as a professional, as a commentator, to help build those people up as well, to make those memories happen, to potentially be that voice behind that crucial moment in game 5 of top 8 of grand finals where Fizzwiggle upsets Wizrobe in grand finals and wins a Flatiron 17 in Colorado. I don't know, something like that. That would be amazing. And I would love to be a part of that. But now with this precedent set, there's now a huge asterisk to there's going to be so many people who just don't want to deal with Nintendo sending them C&D letters and threatening legal action just because they didn't go through the quote unquote proper channels. And that really, really hurts for the future of this game.
The implication of all of this from VGBC is also that there's a major implication that non-licensed events, which is the majority of the events being thrown in the Smash scene, you don't have a license from Nintendo. Now, I think most or all of the Panda Cup events had a Nintendo broadcasting license, but we're talking about events like Genesis and so on, events that were not part of the Panda Cup. What happens to those? What happens to main stage this weekend, which we will talk about the bracket once we're done covering the Nintendo and Smash World Tour news. But the implication that VGBC understands and the reason why they started shutting down their 2023 events that are outside of Smash World Tour, which they knew they were going to have to shut down, which they have already started doing. But then they also announced, look, Double Down and Glitch, we can't. We're just gonna say right now we're not running them as of now. They're canceled as of now, and stay tuned. We don't know. This is the newest, highest price that we had to pay for the fuck around and find out graph and formula, where every time we think or somebody in the community thinks if Nintendo is actually saying they want to be involved, now is finally the time to let them in, and we pay a bigger price every time. PM. That should have been it right there. But the community, of course, newer, younger kids come in all the time who don't know, and we're like the parents who don't teach their kids or something, and they, you're doing a repeat history, right? That kind of thing. When the news first hit about Panda and Nintendo, I thought, if they are really committed to doing it, then that means that they're going to do things that are not only in interest of Panda succeeding, but also the community succeeding. And the more time went on, the more you got the feeling no one's benefiting from this except for Panda. It's not like all these sponsorships that they brought in, the milk people and the wonderful pistachios of the world. I didn't see a cut of any of that going to places that were not Panda Cup. Where's the kind of, okay, how about this? When Golden Guardians first became involved with Melee, I was skeptical as per usual because I go, okay, first of all, who is Golden Guardians? Oh, they're with the Warriors. Why would the Warriors care about Smash or care about Melee? Wait, a $50,000 grassroots community benefit fund. You're just gonna give away 50 grand, just like that. Okay, see that in other words is not just helping themselves, they're helping the community. And then the Papa John's thing, which I said did not happen because of Panda Cup or because of Nintendo. That happened because of BTS. So shouts out to BTS. That benefited not just BTS, even though they could have kept that for themselves. They didn't have to share it with other tournament organizers and tournament series around Smash, but they did share that. How cool is that? That's a community helping itself. That's a community helping each other. What did Nintendo do throughout this year? The more time went on, the more you went, what are they actually doing other than making us play on Unfrozen Stadium? What are we doing? And the finals, which we were all saying, hey, is the final Panda Cup finale, is that going to be a bigger prize pool than Smash World Tour? Because you would think as a starter it would be. They would just match it or exceed it because they have to, right? Of course they have to. And as soon as that got announced that it was less of a grand prize for Melee and Ultimate for their circuit finale compared to the Smash World Tour circuit finale, that it was a smaller prize pool than Smash World Tour, I was like, well, what are we even doing? So it's all very, very scuffed when you get to this part. Now that we know a little bit more details, things that VGBC and Smash World Tour have said that have been corroborated by people involved with Golden Guardians, people that have been involved with BTS, these other tournament organizers, and most of whom can't say it publicly because they all sign NDAs when interacting with Panda. But again, blessings to people like Aiden Calvin who did not sign an NDA and so can just kind of spill the beans on some of the details, some of them, not all of them, or people like Blur as well. So here's what I recommend you do. If you want to hear more about this, of course I will let you wrap this up, but we gotta get in the direction of wrapping up. We gotta talk about main stage bracket. So if you want to hear more details, spilling of the beans, I recommend you go to Calvin Aiden on Twitch, look up the VOD, or it'll be on his YouTube later this week, I assume. Watch that YouTube video because a lot of beans are spilled there because Aiden Calvin knows the people. And then I would also say another great resource is Waiting for Game, because that's Aiden, Blur, and The Cheat, aka Mikey, from 3 different significant sources being able to talk about this relatively openly. And then lastly, I would say there's just for kicks and giggles, to be inspired like I have been inspired, go and watch The People's Champ. Go to Scar's new YouTube channel, Scar Speaks, something like that. I'll link it in the description.
Bobby Scar Speaks, I think.
Bobby Scar Speaks. Okay, it'll be linked in the description of this video. Scar, who to this day needs to talk in public more often, bringing the juice and making you want to burn a building down or something. Allegedly, I'm not going to burn down a building, but here's what I messaged Scar afterwards, just so that I could say it for myself, because I mean this, Chad. I mean this right now. They CND Genesis 9, or if Genesis 9 has to shut down because of implied BS, I'm still going to San Jose. You can catch me there. I will be there. I'll play Melee with whoever shows up in front of the convention center. We're going to do that protest thing that Scar was talking about. You catch me there between January 18th and January 22nd or whatever. I will be there. It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter if there's no tournament to actually go to. I will be there. The end. Hada, you.
Yeah. I think Scar's idea, and I think Scar is definitely the most impassioned about it, and it's in the grand scheme of things, to quote the man himself, what are they going to do? Send cops to unplug our CRTs? Like, what the hell? It's like, and it all boils down to, and again, I'm no lawyer, so I can't say for certain, like implicit damages. What money have we costed Nintendo? In fact, the inverse is probably true. We've made them more money playing their game for 20 plus years. They haven't sold a new copy of Melee in at least 18 years. They have not produced and sold a copy of Super Smash Bros. Melee for the Nintendo GameCube for at least 18 years. And if they were resold on eBay, and they didn't see any profit from that. I can guarantee you that. So there's a lot of great impassioned speech going on, especially originating from Bobby Scar. Now, Scar is peddling a lot of very impassioned ideas, such as, and I agree with him, if you really want to make things happen, and if they come after a tournament that's already in progress, like they can't stop us from playing the game. They could threaten legal action if we stream it, but then we turn it into an IRL stream, and then it's all the boys hanging out in the convention center in San Jose, California, talking about how, Nintendo has tried to stop a tournament with thousands of attendees and another couple hundred spectators, all for the love of the game, in which they just are upset that they're not making enough money out of our own implicit work. So I'm 100% for that idea. If I'm at a tournament and I hear that I'm supposed to go on stream and commentate, and then they say, hey, you can't commentate anymore because there's not going to be any gameplay on stream. Do you want to just go sit there and talk about how much you love the game and how much you hate Nintendo? Yeah, bro, I'm down. Shit. Run it. I'll be there. I'll see you in 5. And yeah, absolutely run it. And I can't say it as eloquently as Scar. Go watch some of Scar's VODs. Go check out some of his highlighted tweets from the past couple days. Golden Guardians had him on for a impromptu radio melee in which he went over a lot of the topics he did on his stream. And of course, go watch Aiden Calvin's video. There's lots of great content and lots of great things to digest as a result.
But in the interim, while we wait for the Panda statement, for the Nintendo statement, trying to weasel their way out of this, which they will not be able to. We cannot let them. We have Main Stage 2022 this very weekend. Tomorrow, on Friday, there will be that sweet, sweet Melee and Ultimate, but Melee played. So let's talk about singles and doubles bracket. Actually, you know what? Why don't we just do a little bit of dubs? Let's show dubs some love and talk about dubs first. How about that? So, Hada, I'll let you do most of the talking here, but I just want to highlight a few top 8 quote-unquote shoe-ins. Now, seeding with top 8 or seeding for doubles, I can't imagine to be very much fun, but the projected top 8 as of now is winners is Bakogu Ginger versus Umarth and Azel. I believe it's pronounced Azel. I think that's how...
I've always said Azel, but I think I'm wrong.
I read an article after Azel signed with... Oh boy. Anyway, after Hazel signed with somebody recently, and it was like, yeah, you're supposed to pronounce it like Hazel, but I'm just going off of that. Ralph Dark Atma, Aura Nut. On the other side of winners and losers, it's Dawson and Lunar Dust versus Professor Pro, shouts out, and Frenzy, shouts out. Then Slow King and Preeminent versus Crudo and SFAT. So they are missing an important team that is going to be talked about, but who better than to talk about a Colorado team than Hada himself? Please take it away, Hada.
That's true. Colorado, we love our teams, and so I'm gonna do my civic duty in shouting out the Colorado team that will be in top 8 because they're so good, and it's the brothers. It's Fizzwiggle and Phazon, guys. It's the Samus Sheik team that live in your nightmares. They only lose to local teams when even at majors. During their Genesis run, I believe they lost to Didi and Third Strongest, but then beat out, I think, None and Soonsay. They beat out another pretty high level team, but ended up losing, and then lost to and then they had to play Conman and DSJ, another Colorado team, for top 8.
That's tough.
So, but they ended up beating them and ended up getting 5th or something at the last Genesis. So, absolutely, they're seeded to lose to Curve and SDJ. No shot they lose to Curve and SDJ. Curve is very good. SDJ, very good. There is no shot the brothers lose to Curve SDJ. Can they beat Umarth and Azel? Absolutely. It's going to be hard, but I don't think Umar is very good at teams. I haven't really seen them play teams all that much, but we have a lot of good Marths here local in Colorado that are very good teams players. Conman and Poliar, very, very good Marths and teams, and they have to play against them at every local. So Marth and teams, not that scary. Azel, good North Cal teams player, but having to carry around a silly Marth guy, no shot they beat the brothers. So they're going to then travel all the way into the top 8 qualifier and slap around those boys from the UK like, oi, bruv, enjoy losers. So Prof Pro and Frenzy gonna go down to top 8 losers. And my
Woo!
boys Fizzwiggle and Phazon going into top 8, as opposed to I believe what was it, Azel, Umarth, and then they'll have a pretty competitive set against Fat Goku and Ginger, and I can't call that one because they're the one seed. They're very, very
That's
good.
second place at Big House and only lost
Mhm.
to JMOOC and IBDW, or should I say
That's
JBDW? Excuse me.
JBDW. Yeah, Fat Goku and Ginger are both very good. They're a good team. So they're, I think, Fat Goku, Ginger, and Ralph Dark Atma shoe in for grand finals. Ralph and Dark Atma, I think, really got hard upset when they played in the VIP tournament at Summit with Josh Man and Hungry Box. I'm very shocked that Josh Man and Hungry Box beat them. They're a very, very good team. So I'm really interested to see how this doubles bracket wraps up. I hope that we see some Colorado action in top 8, and I'm almost can say for certain that we will because they're goaded. And so hope to see some more action from the boys from Colorado.
But now we turn our attention to singles. Sorry, doubles enjoyers. You can go ahead and tune out now. But there's some interesting. Wait a second. That's funny. Okay, there's some interesting names here. One of whom I saw that I know for a fact will not be there because of the twit longer. We're talking about Zan, Zane Nagmi. Not gonna be Don't Test Me at main stage because Zan will not be there in any capacity. So let's just get that out of the way. But for singles, on the first half of top 64, you have names like Amsa, Magi, Slug, and Soon Say, IBDW, Ginger SFAT, Axamu, Kadoran, Professor Pro. You got players like that. But here's some interesting names that I think you should keep an eye on. First of all, Far. If that's the Far that's from Mexico, who I sincerely hope that it is. Who else would dare use Far's tag with an exclamation point? Keep an eye on Far. Keep an eye on Dawson. Oh, and by the way, since Dawson is here, guarantee Hungrybox does not win main stage because Hungrybox is 0 for 7 at tournaments that Dawson was also been in attendance for. And let's also not forget, we were talking about Curve and Azel earlier. Definitely want to keep an eye on them in the loser side of top 64 as well, see how far they can get towards reaching top 16. But for this first half of top 64, whether it's on the winner's side or on the loser's side, who are you looking for here in the first half of top 64, Hada?
The first half of top 64. Let's give it a look. See if there's anyone who is horrifically underseeded.
Well,
Am I on
yeah, the
Are we
first
looking at the
name,
Mango side or the
the AMSA side.
the Amsa side? Okay, give me 1 second. I'm on the wrong.
But no, we'll look at the Mango side next.
Mhm. Okay, Amsa. Aha, found it. All right, let's give it a look. So on our winner's side, so over Eddie, that makes sense. Magi over Lucky. That's gonna be contentious. Joey been looking pretty good in his friendlies against Mango, so that could go either way, quite honestly. And then Spacey versus Amsa. I think Amsa does take that and move on to top 16.
Yep.
Slug over Frenzy. I can say that pretty certainly, but Frenzy very, very strong. Sunsei over Null. I think Sunsei pretty cracked right now and also very good at the Ditto. I believe beat Leffen, right, at the last
But it
summit.
is a ditto.
It was Dittos. And I think Aziz, aka Hacks Money, used to say Fox Dittos are just children's gambling. So we'll have to see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
IBW over Lunar Dusk. Yeah, that's probably pretty accurate, but I could see Lunar Dusk making it competitive.
You know, IBDW has a really bad habit of losing in winners just a little too early. But does it happen before top 16? We don't know yet.
We will have to see. Ginger over SFAT. That is a contentious match, and I want to watch that.
I hope that happens. Yes,
I think
absolutely.
Ginger in the last year and a half has looked a little stronger than SFAT. But I think Zach is. I haven't really gotten to see Zach play at a high level in what feels like a very long time. Or at least he hasn't been highlighted enough. So Ginger versus SFAT is probably gonna be my set to watch for this half of top 64 winners. So I think that's gonna be a pretty good one. Axe over Zamu. That's probably true. Zamu does play a good amount with Swift. They're friends through Twitch and friends through, I believe, the Crack Shack Discord. So I know that they play a good amount. So could be a pretty contentious set. And Kadoran over Prof Pro. I feel pretty confident that Kadoran could beat the likes of Professor Pro. So looking at that winner side, looking at their first round of losers. Don't Test Me, of course, won't be making it. So they're going to change the seeding, it'll probably just be a DQ through. And so Chango will look to probably play against Prof Pro, which is Washington / Mexico Puff versus Prof Pro. I think Prof Pro very, very good at the Puff matchup. Had, I think, 2 or 3 solid wins on HBox back in 2016, 2017 era. So has been a strong Fox versus Puff in the matchup for a very long time. Far over Eggy. Eggy, very, very strong Peach. Chicago. If I'm thinking of the right Eggy, there is 2 Eggies, so Yoshi and a Peach actually. But Far, very, very strong against Peach. Khalid over Gooms will be pretty tough. 2 California-based Puff and Fox, respectively. Gooms, one of the preeminent controller modders. Dawson over Fizzwiggle. I love Dawson, but that's a dog right there. Fizzwiggle.
I don't think Dawson will be in losers that early. They're disrespecting Dawson. Shouts out to Philly.
Yeah, hey, Dawson's goated. Fizzwiggle also goated, but I that's a tough matchup for Evan. He has a very, very lengthy losing record against Michael 41 billion. He ran into him back through many, many tournaments through 2018. I think has like an 0-3 and 0-4 record against Michael.
Acebox just chomping at the bit right now.
I will say Fizzwiggle has been looking good against Didi, who was Colorado's best Puff for a while. And then when moving back to California, took a set off S2J, took a set off West Balls, and I think Fiction out of Verdugo. Through one was at Lawless and one was at Verdugo. Has set wins on S2J, Fiction, and I believe West Balls. So very, very strong Puff, and Fizzwiggle had a winning record before he moved back to Colorado. So could be a new shift in the meta, the Fizzwiggle meta. Maybe could take the win over Dawson and then face off against Lunar Dusk, which is definitely tough for Fizzwiggles, but we will have to see.
What a matchup.
That is a tough matchup. It's Puff into Ices. That is a great loser.
Stay in winners, Fizzwiggles. Stay in winners. Jeez,
he has to beat Typhoon into Kadoran to stay in winners, and then has to face off against Prof.
Wait. If you could get to Kadoran, if you can beat Mango, you can beat Kadoran. Sorry, Fizzwiggles, not to put that pressure on you, but come on.
And he gets the warm up for facing off against Typhoon, who I believe is more the Pacific Northwest right now. So, if he runs through Typhoon with some good confidence and claps up Kadoran, I can see a Fizzwiggle versus Prof Pro in winner's side, but that's gonna be tough.
There is no one who forward smashes quite like Kadoran, though.
No, definitely not. SDJ versus Logos. So that's Puff, Texas Puff versus rank 1 in Utah, or pseudo rank 1. I think Logos is still rank 1, and OKP would be rank
Logos has got to chill with
Utah.
these tweets. My gosh.
Yeah, Logos on Twitter. I saw a really funny quote tweet from someone that says Logos is looking like the Andrew Tate of Melee right now, and I'm like, Jesus, bro. Okay,
that is wild. I was thinking a mix of new style and old style Fiction tweets is what I was gonna say.
Yeah. It's too wild. Azel versus Asashi. That's good. Or Azel, sorry, for Rectify, I believe is a sponsor.
Oh, there it is. Not listed in doubles. That's interesting. Come on, doubles is just as important. All right, I'm done.
Should be an interesting matchup. I think it'll be pretty close. I actually ran into Asashi a couple of times on ranked when I was really grinding singles prior to the Colorado Arcadian, so my MMR was pretty high at the time. And they were very, very good. I cheesed the game off of them on FD. I chain grabbed them a little bit, and then I got 2 and 3 stocked a lot. So that was Asashi very, very good. I think Azel is definitely on a different level. One of the preeminent, preeminent's another Fox. One of the prolific HBox slayers through the online era. So Azel, very, 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 very strong competitor. And final matchup for this loser side. JSOL versus Steech. Steech has, when I hopped back up onto Anther's ladder a couple months ago, just to see how it goes, Steech double 4-stocked me and said good games and quit out the client. And I'm like, okay, my bad. Steech is a very, very powerful frame 1 style Fox from, I believe, NorCal. Definitely on the up and up, according to Trey the Trash Man, a shoe-in for top 100 if they get their records right. So JSOL, of course, one of the prolific J Sheiks. And I think I would probably give the nod to Steech, honestly. Steech is real crispy right now. So definitely look out for that guy running through the tubes and run through losers.
Let's move to the other side of top 64. You got the Mango side, as Hada was pointing out earlier. Yes, there's going to be a really fun matchup right off the bat. Can France pull off the upset of the year? Well, I guess Fizzwiggle already did, but Mango versus France, and you got people SFOP by the way. Woohoo! Second tournament of the year, baby. Let's go.
Let's
Versus
go,
Josh
Espo.
Man, Aklo versus Aura, Moki Mac, Hungrybox versus Logan. Oh my gosh, that's speaking of early slippy days. S2J versus Crudo, Leffen versus Gurzo, Fiction versus Polish. But of course, Polish making it that far in winners? Polish
Oh yeah,
is playing as a
Polish goated.
regular dog now, so we'll see about that. But going down to losers, I was just highlight. I'll talk
Polish
about.
nut. That'll be a tough one. Polish nut will be tough.
You
Especially if he's
you
playing
will
the
have your
dog.
turn, Hada. You will have
Sorry.
your turn. I'm not trying to take all of this away from you. I'm trying to get in my piece. I wanted to just quickly highlight. Got people like Bakoku and losers. I always love the idea of a nice Steven run. Or how about Melee Stats Chape, who's coming out for stage? Got a decent amount of not worldwide, but not just simply the U.S., but also you got. Okay, sorry, let me rephrase. Chape is from South America. Okay, my bad.
Chile, I believe.
But also people like Far and Eddie Mexico, so on. It's not just the United States. So let's go Chape. And it's so cool that Wrangler could possibly make top 64 at main stage as Donkey Kong. That also is exciting in itself. And then I'll go ahead and also Bonfire 10 if she can go on a nice run. Depends obviously on I don't know what the weak matchups are there, but I just love the idea of New England well, and that starts with Bonfire 10 on true losers. It'll be tough if you have to run into Franz and the S-Swap into S2J to make top 16. Maybe not gone that far, but I'm really pleased with the fact that in response to the Smash World Tour stuff, Mainstage said we're going to extend our deadline. We will put you in if you want to show up to this event, and a lot of people did decide to register after all. So this is a great all-around top 64, but how to cover the matchups you want to see and what you're looking forward to seeing from our players on this side of top 64.
Yep. Highlighting some really cool ones. I don't see Mango losing to Franz. I think Franz very, very talented. I think Franz's playstyle is very akin to beating out floaties. So Franz's upset over Polish, as shocking as it was, it's definitely like plays more to Franz's playstyle. I think can't really keep up as much with the super, super high level spacies. Speaking of
Especially
high level
Falco.
spacies, yeah, Falco's tough. Falco's super, super tough for Dr. Mario. Obviously, you have Cape to bounce back some lasers, but it's difficult to weave into your movement as much as it is.
Just watch really a Fiction versus Franz set. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, it's brutal. Like laser F tilt, laser up tilt, laser turnaround up tilt. It's absolutely brutal. Josh Man versus Elswap actually going to be one of the marquee matches for your winner side of top 64 on this side. I think Josh has been playing very, very hot. Had a really deep run at I believe Get On My Level, beating IBDW as well as Moki. So very, very strong in the Fox. But also SFOP very fresh off that DreamHack Atlanta win. Oh yeah, free melee by the way.
Free melee. Free melee.
SFOP currently fresh off a win at DreamHack Atlanta, beating it was M2K and then beating Cobalt. So Cobalt, very, very strong player. Of course, a kind of a little basically a very small regional, let's be real. But SFOP went in there, cashed some checks and broke some necks and took home the dub. And that's what I like to see from Spoonful of Pasta. So it's gonna be pretty huge. Yep. So SFOP doing pretty good. Aklo Aura, Aura very, very good. But I think Aklo with a lot of Ryo Beat experience should take that. And that sets up an Aklo Moki winners quarterfinals, which I think is going to be a very, very contested set. I believe there was an Aklo versus Moki Salt Mine Grand Finals from 3 or 4 weeks back that Trey and I commentated that Moki actually took over Aklo in a pretty convincing, pretty borderline disrespectful fashion. Moki was kind of schmooving on him later in the set, and it did not look close. So I would honestly give the nod to Moki just based off that one performance. Of course, it's online, and you got to give online a little piece of little caveat at the end there. HBox Logan, I think HBox takes that 95 out of 100 times. I'll give Logan the respect that they're owed, and they have taken sets in the past. And But in my most recent memory, and especially and from the salt mine, Logan did have a couple runs with HBox through the salt mine tubes, and I don't think has taken a set off of HBox to the salt mine. And I haven't seen them run into each other in person in a very, very long time. And HBox prepping for Zane for the better part of this year is probably very locked in against any Marth that isn't Zane. So can't say for certain that I could see Logan taking it off of HBox, but I've been surprised before. SUJ versus Crito. Crito is so talented. That is a contentious match, and I would say that is a matchup you guys should look out for. SUJ versus Crito going to be very, very competitive. Crito, I don't think is given a lot of the respect that they're owed. Best Sheik coming out of Florida now with the exodus of Plup to the West Coast, but Crito very, very, very strong competitor. Leffen, Scherzo, Fox Ditto again. Scherzo, best player in Illinois right now. Could they upset Leffen? Are they on that soon say tier of up and coming cracked out foxes? It's possible, but I think Leffen is really trying to make a statement at the end of the year. Leffen didn't look as strong as I was hoping for at the most recent summit, so a little bit of a letdown. But of course, Sunsei is playing on another level, so you got to give credit to Sunsei for taking that upset over Leffen at that summit. I'm going to give the nod to Leffen, but I'm going to say there is a chance for Scherzo to try to make some moves. Fiction Polish Fiction is so disciplined, man. Fiction's a beast. And from what I'm understanding, Polish really playing a lot of characters right now. I think throwing in Puff as well as Fox in some matchups.
Whoa.
So that's what I think. I might have misread a Polish tweet, but
The greatest
from
top
what
10 level player to not top 10 of all time. Let me just start switching away from Peach. I love it. And that,
Polish
I don't
beast.
know Polish super well, but based off of the Waiting for Game episode that Polish was on, that is just, that feels very on brand. That's awesome.
I mean, yeah, Polish is. I knew Polish when they were a Falco main. Tag was ambiguously Polish. They were strong as Falco. They're very strong as Peach. One of the best Peaches to do it in the last 2 years. Only in contention with Laud and Triphasia. And I could definitely see Polish Fox really doing some work. I haven't seen too many VODs of Polish Fox, but I definitely need to go in the tubes and try to find some. Just to highlight some couple losers matches, just to give you guys a little taste before we kick it off into our little show match at the end. I would love a Steven run. Fat Goku's one of my favorite players. Absolutely love Steven to death. Slow King, best player from Iowa. Probably definitely have a very contentious set should Scherzo fall to Leffen. Scherzo, I think Slow King will be a very contentious set. Would give the nod to Scherzo though. Chape, best player from Chile, to face off against Ringler. I'm hoping that makes it on stream. This banger set. Umarth versus Preeminent. That's going to be a tough one. It really depends on if Nakamamon has been coming to tournaments over in Minnesota. Best Marth in Minnesota, I believe, as of right now. Umarth very, very strong. Last time I seen them on a stream was when they lost to JFlex a couple months back. So it definitely won't be the Sheik Marth matchup, but the Fox Marth matchup I know Umar is very, very strong in. Rocket, the Young Link player, I believe, facing off against Ralph. So that's our second mid/low tier in the top 64 bracket. Casper versus Rom. Calvar, again, another New England representative, and might have to face off if they both go on a run. If you see Bonfire and Calvar get 2 wins in the top 64, they'll have to face off in losers round 3. But that counts on Calvar beating Jay Wick and SFOP, and Bonfire beating Nut and France. So definitely could see that happening. Calvar very, very good. SFOP, I think, very, very strong in the Marth matchup, obviously beating Mewtwo King just recently at DreamHack Atlanta.
And Kadoran at not Lost Tech City. It was somewhere else, wasn't it?
They had a game 5. I don't know if he won that. I wasn't 100% sure.
You know what? SFOP won because Kadoran missed the down air. And actually in the same way that a Mewtwo King did.
Yeah. So as long as Calvar hits his suicide downer, I think he'll be good against SFOP. But that's a huge asterisk right there. Bonfire has to win a Sheik Ditto and then win Sheik versus Dr. Mario, which actually isn't as easy as what people might think. I think a lot of Sheik mains, especially at the mid to high level, kind of assume they're going to run over mid tiers because, oh, I can chain grab them, or oh, I can just edge guard them. But they forget that some mid tiers have some pretty devastating punish game. It has some good spacing tools. So Dr. Mario Pills and down smash and forward air and grabs into forward air is a pretty strong tool against Sheik. So we'll have to see if that happens. But I think I would give the nod to France in that matchup. But I could definitely see a bonfire upset. So potential New England team kill and losers round 3 at top 64. But it's definitely a little bit of a shake in the right direction. We'll have to see.
Okay, so you're gonna have to pick one matchup in the entire of top 16 to talk about because we have spent a lot of time in top 64 and we want to spend a little bit of time in top 8, so we have to take one matchup. I will go first. I want to see Hungrybox versus Leffen to qualify in the winner's side top 8.
Ooh.
Because the last time we saw it, we got some good fireworks afterwards at the Ludwig Smash Invitational. And Leffen has been pre-johnning about his bad controller for over a month now. So if Hungrybox does it again, that'll be fantastic. If Leffen does the thing and beats Hungrybox, I think that'll be just as hilarious. That has keep your eyes glued on the screen vibes from start to finish. And that's what I want to see. I wanted to say a couple of other matchups, but my eyes went to that and I went, oh, I have to talk about that specific matchup. So do you have one you want to talk about here for top 16?
Absolutely. Slug versus Fiction is my shout for your top 16 matchup to watch.
So mean.
Fiction has been very, very vocal many years about how Icy should never beat Falco.
It
Falco
was brutal
has
at Double
lasers,
Down.
Falco has tilts. And for every sense of the word, Fiction is correct. On paper, Falco should never lose to Icy's. But right before he said, the matchup's so easy, I'm just gonna make a guide to release to make sure that no Falco ever loses to Ices. He gets upset by Bananas at Big House 8 and gets 2 stocks taken by 100% plus Sopo to win the set. And that wasn't just wobbling. That was Bananas absolutely outplaying Fiction at every corner and then finish it off with the Sopo. That's been in the tubes for a long time, but more than anything, Slug is a different breed of player. Slug is putting Ices back on the map to where we're seeing players like Lunar Dust start to make runs again. Other Ices are coming back up to chase after Slug's coattails to try to see if they can trail this path as well. And I'm so excited to see if Slug can really conquer the anti-Ices demon and qualify for top 8.
That would be awesome to see. Or even if somehow you're capable of being able to take on AMSA and make winner's side top 8, but that is a bigger challenge. So as it stands now, for winners, top 8 side of winners, you have Mango versus Hungrybox and AMSA versus IBDW. 2 banger sets. And then down in losers is Aklo versus Leffen, Slug versus Axe as it stands now. So pick somebody to win from winner side grands. And who's going to have the fatty losers run to possibly win the tournament? I will let you go first, Hada.
Mango with the home crowd sounds my guy right now. I'm not gonna. And Mango been grinding a little bit. Definitely been on getting some games in with some other top players as of recent. I think Amsa is really the hotness right now, so that's another good shout. So obviously, Mango Amsa Winners Finals is probably the go-to. I think Mango has been in very rare form this past year, where he's been looking like the competitor that I think everyone was wanting. And so I want to give the nod to Mango to take this one home, send us out on the year with a Mango dub, depending on if some other tournament comes out of the woodwork to replace these circuits or whatever at the end of the year. But this could be the very last big tournament of the year. And I'm going to give the nod to Mango on winner's side. Loser's side, God, it's so hard. Probably Cody. I think Cody probably has the best shot of running through losers. I think losing to Amsa and then having him run through at least to a third place is probably your best bet. I could see Leffen making a run. Leffen actually has a pretty good bracket. Leffen into Akla, I could see that. Leffen over Cody. I think that's going to be a contentious set. I think Cody's probably looking and has the most fire in him, especially now that this Panda drama is going on. Whether that's a distraction or whether that's a motivator is really going to be the question, I think, whether or not this whole Panda drama is fuel for Cody to perform better or a distraction for Cody to perform worse. I think Leffen over H blocks. I would really give the shot to Leffen. I think Leffen plays that matchup extraordinarily smart. And then Leffen Sheik versus Amsa. I saw their friendlies a little bit on stream, and they looked pretty good. Looked pretty back and forth. So especially if Leffen was watching the first to 25 versus Amsa, maybe got some ideas. I think that's actually the Leffen Sheik versus Amsa could be a realistic win. I think Leffen versus Mango. I think it's definitely Mango, but it would be a very, very exciting losers run for Leffen and a really exciting grand finals, regardless if it's Amsa, Mango, or regardless if it's Amsa, Leffen, or IBD.
And if Leffen beats Hungrybox to make winner side top 8, it's Mango versus Leffen winners finals. And that matchup probably determines who wins the tournament, because I'm thinking the same way as you. I'm thinking Mango wants to win this, even if it doesn't give him a true argument for number 1 this year, which he obviously wanted. He indicated that today on Twitter. But if you want to have an argument and be able to just top player your way into being conversed as the number 1 player of 2022, you win main stage. So Mango knows he's got to do that. So I'm excited to see that potential matchup, whether it's Mango versus Hungrybox or Mango versus Leffen. I assume one of those two things happen. That has a big influence on who wins the tournament. And then Amsa being able to beat IBDW, that is going to be monumental. And let's say that Amsa is able to chain an IBDW win into either a Mango, Leffen, or Hungrybox win and beat whoever comes up out of losers. What a great tournament that would be for Amsa. And same for IBDW. If any of those are able to take it and win main stage, that helps their overall year tremendously, regardless of who it is. And then for dark horses, yes, give me Slug. Oh my gosh, that would be brotherly love East very own. My heart would be a flutter, especially on the same day where I'm going to be cheering my heart out for the Eagles, Titans. My brother, for my birthday, my brother ticket. We're gonna go see the game. Then I can cheer for Slug afterwards in top 8. And by the way, the fact that top 8 doesn't start until 7 p.m. East Prime, should be doing that in the afternoon, not in the evening, because that's gonna run late. Because Ultimate's gonna run. Now I'm gonna be up until really, really late, like it was for main stage last year. Dad, gummit. But hey, we got Mango commentary last year, and that was pretty fun. So maybe we'll get Mango commentary again this year. That Mango just busters out. So this is going to be a very exciting top 8, and most likely the unofficial end to the year of 2022, because Smash World Tour is not a thing. No one's going to Panda Cup, or you're going to Panda Cup and you're going to stall for 8 minutes. I don't know what exactly that's going to look like, but that takes those 2 tournaments out of the equation. What we were so excited for just a mere few days ago is now gone. So this is most likely the end game, the last tournament of 2022, and that means who wants it more? And I say Mango. Hada, I think you're feeling a Mango win, but I will give you a second pick of I'm taking Slug coming out of losers and possibly double eliminating somebody in grand finals. Super dummy hype. Never been done except for 9 other times in Melee history, and never been done by an Icy's. Icy's first major win. Oh my gosh. So many amazing performance level shenanigans that Slug could pull off in this one tournament would be amazing.
All right. And I think that wraps us up for our main stage preview. Now, who are you getting the hands by right now, Jesse?
I forgot to ask the Discord. You should think about this and tell the people. You should tell the people whether or not you are going to go to Genesis 9 if it gets canceled and play Melee with me. Today.
Oh yeah,
I have to get my controller, so you could talk to the people here. So I can set that up.
So yeah, my plan and the plan for the greater All Chat team is to go to Genesis, and actually All Chat has a booth. So if you guys want to hang out with the All Chat team, hang out with J Flex, Slum, Two Saint, myself, K Jet Shadow, we're all planning on going to Genesis, God willing, and hope to see you guys there. So if you guys want to go ahead and meet the All Chat team, we will be at Genesis. And I'm warming up the Dr. Mario because I think I'm gonna play Doc. This Falco is really hitting me with lasers. All right, Jesse, I think it's time for you to take your medicine.
So will you be at Genesis 9 then, even if it gets canceled, Hada?
Oh yeah, there's all chat's having a booth.
Oh ho ho.
All chat has some booth space.
So we're super committed then.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my darndest. I haven't bought anything yet, but I'm pretty. But I think, Jesse, I don't think you've taken your medicine. So I think I gotta whip out the doctor.
Gotta whip out the doc.
Yeah.
That sounds good. That sounds like some high quality, super fun times. I gotta get this all set up. The new update to install. Okay, yep, that makes sense. That makes sense. Full screen. Hopefully we are still live and everything's fine. Yes, everything appears to be okay. Oh, I haven't messed around with the audio. Okay, yeah, 10%. And then I also need to make sure that the playing games is good to go. Yep, it is. Oh, nope, we got to get that. Okay, I accidentally had you blurped out by the chat last time. All right, we are all set and ready to go. I'm going to start searching for you now with my good. Oh my gosh, my controller feels amazing. Your box controller.
Yeah,
Dude.
it needs new switches.
Needs some help. I'm looking for Hada 9, by the way. That's what you're using this time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Yes. Already feels immensely better. All right, you ready to get started?
Yes.
All right, very good. Let's do this. Battlefield.
Let's do it.
All right, good luck. Good luck.
Versus Dr. Mario. Ready? Go!
Darn. Off to a poor, horrendous start.
Messed up my dash.
I know, right? Just messing up stuff. Isn't that such a... That's the feeling of Sarah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep. Okay. We adjust.
Forward poked. What? Oh,
I just guessed wrong. All right. That was supposed to be a short, but that's okay because you didn't react to it anyway. No! Don't! Messed up.
Oh, I shorted it. Oh, I had an idea for that. What? What? Oh, I got it. Oh. No.
If at first you don't succeed, back, flip again. Oh, dang. Can't DI in anymore. I have to, like, DI up into the corner and I'm up, but where's the up button? It's not next to my other, the down button. Why must it be on my pinky?
No, that's a good question.
Oh, you rolled in. Oh, you were gonna. Well, either way, I guess wrong.
Oh, that killed me.
So
That's
I can
racist.
do this. I can do this. I can still do this.
What? I got stuck. I got so stuck. You're so dead.
Choose your character.
All right.
Oh, Jesus. I got so stuck.
Versus
Here we go.
Dr.
Went
Mario.
back. All right. Oh,
Ah, I thought I would grab the ledge.
that gave me an idea. Combo video idea. Oh, clear. No. No, I auto canceled it.
Ah.
Little bit of shenanigans there, my bad.
No. It could have been my
Online
connection.
is-
We don't know. Part of the game. Online is part of the game.
No fast fall.
Ah. Supposed to be dash back.
No.
Oh, you like
what?
that?
No,
You like
no,
that
no,
movement?
no.
Shh, movement.
Oh, fuck that. I F smashed you. I 100,000,000% F smashed you there. You were so dead. Oh no, please don't.
Wait, hold up. Darn. Dang it.
Oh no. Okay. Oh Jesus Christ.
Hold up. Let him cook. Yo, getting schmooved. I don't have these like combo hits or whatever. But I'll tell you what, I got these unorthodox. Oh darn, I did my half jump. I thought I lost my jump for some reason. No.
Oh Jesus. I'm done with my charge. Oh, hit the waveland though. Nope. Oh, Christ almighty. Fuck! I thought I grabbed ledge. Ah! Need a banger. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go.
Woo.
That didn't hit. Did you have what?
What?
Okay.
Choose your character. Versus Dr. Mario. Go!
Oh, Phantom hit.
Nowhere.
Come on, short hop on command.
Nice, I had like Doc for a second. Okay. What? I thought I hit you there. Oh no. I'm a little. Oh no! Okay. Yeah. I think I just need to fast fall and go for sweet spot. I need to smash that. Shit. No. Ow! Yes. Eh.
Right, don't DI down.
Whoa, wait, whoa. Oh, my dead. Do no shots. That's crazy. All right. All right, even Stevens at the half. There for it. Oh, shit, I'll cancel.
Ah.
No. It's fine. That's silly. Fuck me. That's not an option. I do that too much with all my characters. I didn't fucking go for that. No. No. I didn't wait long enough! Okay. No! No! I just microspaced it. Fuck!
Choose your character.
Oh, yeah, damn it. Thought I had
Also,
that.
I just looked over to the screen. I think the people may have missed out on those first 3 games. Still on the unranked, like, choose your character. No, not choose your character. We're still on, like, the first part of the screen. What happened? Windows capture. What are we doing?
We always can go. You can always go back and just swipe.
Let's see. Playing games. What's going on? Did not execute. Problem. Faster mail. Crash it. Get rid of it. New one. One that will actually have the thing. It's not this. Sorry to take away the air out of the room, but I looked over.
It's all good. It's all good.
Over and capturing for. Okay, I feel like I needed to. From thing.
Okay.
That window capture. Oh. That's all gone now. It's okay. Go ahead and bring it back up. Gonna launch it. Play it. Full screen that, Johns. Go into.
Choose your character. Fox.
Yeah, just because there's an update that. And why is it remembering? Not capturing anything on this. Would be capturing it because what? I don't have any source on this scene. Capture that. That might be a problem. That is clearly. And it's like stuck. A stream from like 2 or 3 days ago. How to describe it, but. And I'm sure the first 3 games were missed, so that's annoying.
I should have Dr. Mario clips. That's fine.
Huh?
I should have clip.
Doing everything correctly. Wait. An idea. That. I have figured out my workaround.
Take your time. Huh? Ganon is a silly man.
All right, I think we are good. Lock that in place for now. Might be slightly off, but I'm gonna start. Good. Okay, so to the people who missed the first 3 games, Hada won the first 2. I just won this 3rd one. We're now going to FD for 2 games in a row because I know that's what Hada's gonna do with Doc. I'm searching for you, by the way, Hada.
Sure, we can do FD. We can do FD for game 1.
Failed to join MMQ.
Just restart. Just research.
versus Dr. Mario. Go!
Alrighty, I'm ready to go. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Sorry to hold you up.
You're good. You're good.
Let's do this.
Versus Dr. Mario. Go!
Sad.
Falling up there. It works every time. Observe. Oh, no, never mind. Doesn't work every time. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. I wanted another short. It just... This is how I know I haven't played Melee in a while. My short timing is downright horrendous right now. Nope. Ooh, got the second hit. Bad stock. Not looking good for the conglomerate.
Why am I even doing that?
Oh, I saw my jump.
What am I doing?
I went in just a little too early. And I thought you were gonna hold ledge for longer. You almost had the clip.
I had many ideas. Fucking burned. I hate this game. You are so dead on so many universes.
Bad DI.
GG's.
GG's.
I read that roll in so far ahead, and I hit the stick and it just didn't go.
Ugh,
GG's.
that just felt bad.
Doc was my original main. I love that character. It was fun. I'm definitely like a little slow on some execution, so.
No thug finals? What are you doing?
Oh, true. Hold on. Sorry, Ellen sent me a very cute picture. Cuddling. Thug finals. Ooh. Some characters I've been working on.
Versus
Ooh, yes.
Ape Escape. Actually, I'm from Cincinnati. I can call him up. I was living in Cincinnati when Harambe was killed. My monkey can be named Harambe. Rest in peace, brother. was so slow on that. Ooh, you got there.
Yes, indeed.
No, I light shielded. Fuck.
I hate that fact that I couldn't. I was like, oh, no rando, no problem.
Tie it up, I guess.
Literally, I thought to myself, that's not a problem. I can shine Hada for like a third or fourth time or whatever it was.
Okay, this is silly. Oh yeah. Oh baby. It even grabbed you. How am I supposed to play monkey with no grab? Yankee no brim, monkey no grab. Oh, here we go. I messed up my second upper.
Aw.
Oh, I thought you were a last stock. Go again. Same stage. That's a silly game. And you didn't die.
Ugh. Fire buttons.
Ah. Monkey grab range bad. Clap. Monkey. Didn't hit my third up there. Monkey. No. Go away, silly dog. Oh, silly monkey. Silly monkey, do silly move. Oh, silly grab. Oh. No.
Too much damage for the CC. That's a shame.
Yeah. Oh, monkey clap. Monkey down and smash. Monkey fist. I think I need to get wired headphones. I miss punishes on Fox and Falco very consistently.
You're doing the Hunger Box thing right now.
Yeah.
By the way, isn't he still using wireless headphones?
I have no idea. I think he has it fixed though. I'm sure Chia or whatever the hell it Team Liquid fixed it for him by now.
You would hope. Gah!
Monkey.
I was expecting up B, but you did up tilt instead.
Oh no, I have no yump. Alright, like I want to play Marthman on this stage, and that's we'll do it.
Versus
Marthman. Ah, banger.
I killed you there. Well, maybe not killed, but it was close. Like, that's just so dumb. Short down tilt is a stupid move.
And yet awesome.
I was hazard to say it is not awesome. It is a short, skinny man poking the ledge with a sword. No style, no finesse. What? Yeah. Oh no. I am bad at the game.
No. Don't cancel.
Oh. Oh, I'm one of the PC walk. Rather cool. Ah. Oh, earth shattering. Swat.
There goes my regular dog.
Are you quoting that one like shitpost we were like named up?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Like pigeon and regular dog and matriarch or
Frank.
something like the Frank. Yeah. I love how Roy is also just Roy.
Yes, that's how it is in every like fan. Like change the IP characters of the game. Roy is always Roy. That's the rule. Two people.
I love how like Ness is like just boy.
Ah.
Ah, I need to hit my moves. Oh no.
That was a desperate forward smash if I've ever seen. Ah. Ooh.
Ha. No. Hang on, wait. You just stood up. Ah! Everything's fine. It's not fine. Follow my up tilt. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, Jesus.
Ah, that's it. Oh!
I had a substantial read.
No, you didn't. I didn't double jump right away.
I died.
I feel bad that the people didn't get the real like best of 5 tonight, but those were some good final games. If you're trying to get out of here, Hada, you know, we've been
I
at
need
this
to
a while.
go.
I appreciate you sticking around.
I appreciate you as well. I need to go do sleeps. But guys, if you enjoyed, comment below if you have any requests on characters and all that good stuff. I play a lot of them and I'm learning to play all of them, so I need to play all of them eventually. So characters that I don't think I've played yet that I think would be a good set. I don't think we played Mario, Luigi. What are the good ones? There's Mario, Luigi. We've done Samus.
Yep.
We could do Ice Climbers. We could do Ness. My Ness is actually kind of nasty. Jigglypuff. Pichu. I think I've done Pikachu. Unless I haven't done Pikachu, we should Pikachu. Pikachu's good too. I like Pikachu a lot. I like a lot of the characters. So if you guys have any requests, let me know in the comment section of any platform that you're using. And that's been us, guys. We will be on my stream next week.